Have you ever worked on a task with other people and you had to reach a unanimous decision? However, once you all agreed to that decision, there was someone who disagreed with it last minute. I'm sure we all know that person. However, what if we told you that that person who has to argue with everything you say and question every decision is actually beneficial to have around? We will call that person a devil's advocate. The term devil's advocate was brought into English in the 18th century from a medieval Latin expression, advocatus diaboli. The advocatus diaboli was formerly an official position within the Catholic Church. It was someone who argued against the canonization of a candidate in order to uncover any character flaws or misrepresentation of the evidence favoring canonization. Simply put, a more modern definition of a devil's advocate is someone who takes a conflicting opinion in order to generate critical thinking among members in a group and have them question their original line of thinking.
The reason you should implement a devil's advocate in your group is because it will avoid the problem of groupthink. Groupthink was a term coined by social psychologist Irving Lester Janis in 1972 in his book, Victims of Groupthink. According to Janis, groupthink occurs when group members aggressively seek concurrence in their ideas. It is often so excessive to the extent that the group members have come to value the group higher than anyone else. The reason group members do this is because they want to come to an agreement quickly and unanimously. They don't want the extra hassle involved with questioning their decision-making. This has an adverse effect as members will want to try to keep the agreeing atmosphere. They'll risk suppressing their own personal doubts and questions about the topic at hand, and they'll blindly follow the suggestions of the group leader because to them, the comfort levels of the group comes first. Yet having such a strong passion for the group itself can result in an even stronger negative passion for opposing groups. To them, it's us against the world, and they'll do anything to keep that mentality. So as you can see, when groupthink arises, it can lead to a distorted view of reality, as hastily trying to reach a unanimous answer leads to neglect of ethical issues. Taking all of this into account, one can see how groupthink can negatively impact a group. Now, how do you know whether your group is dealing with groupthink? Janis himself highlighted 8 symptoms of groupthink. Illusion of invulnerability. This creates excessive optimism that encourages taking extreme risk. Collective rationalization. Members discount warnings and do not reconsider their assumptions. Belief in inherent morality. Members believe in the rightness of their cause and therefore ignore the ethical or moral consequences of their decisions. Stereotyped views of outgroups. Negative views of the enemy make effective responses to conflict seem unnecessary. Direct pressure on dissenters. Members are under pressure not to express arguments against any of the group's views. Self-censorship. Doubts and deviations from the perceived group consensus are not expressed. Illusion of unanimity. The majority view and judgments are assumed to be unanimous. And self-appointed mind guards. Members protect the group and the leader from information that is problematic or contradictory to the group's cohesiveness, view, and or decisions. In essence, you're telling people what they want to hear, not the truth.
However, despite all of this, it is important to note that single organizations don't necessarily implement the single devil advocate. In fact, assigning a single person with that task is rather old-fashioned. What modern organizations are doing instead is sharing the leadership and sharing the responsibility. According to Professor Danny Wang in his 2014 research paper, a meta-analysis of shared leadership and team effectiveness, he states that sharing the leadership of a task among more than one member increases team effectiveness. Why? Because by reducing the influence of a single leader, this encourages employees' critical thinking. Doing so makes each team member part of a devil's advocate. The best way to apply this to an organization is that before a group commits to a new proposal, each of the team members has to come up with reasons why it might not work out, and to express at least one infeasible reason to reject this proposal. To implement and carry an enduring team, the directive and participative leadership should not be utilized to achieve their goal. The leader should become achievement-oriented, which is set a goal and grant workers the freedom to achieve the objective. The leader should also continuously improve in performance by fostering debate within the group and encouraging critical thinking in order to spark a circle of healthy competition. It will finally increase organizational behavior, and it would have a significant impact on avoiding groupthink.
As we can see, groupthink is a serious problem. However, it is avoidable. Hence, that's why every group should implement a devil's advocate. However, instead of implementing a single devil's advocate, the leader should share responsibility with his subordinates in order to create many devil's advocates. Because as we have demonstrated, that one annoying person who questions everything can actually be an aid and improve the quality of your work. So yes, question ideas in your group, and don't be afraid to voice your opinion, because if you blindly follow the lead, your group can turn into something you would never envision it to become.